Hi, just a small disclaimer before you start watching this video. I was supposed to record this in 4K, but instead I forgot about it and I did it in 1080p. So I wasn't able to crop it in a proper size, so you're gonna be forced to watch my whole room instead of just me. Why? Because I'm a fucking moron, so deal with it. Have fun. Hi, me again. Did you miss me? It's in the middle of summer and it's hot as balls. Yeah, I have no idea where to go with that. Do you remember your favorite childhood cartoon? Of course you do. Cartoons are made to bring joy, to stimulate childlike intellect, right? To present you a story about a brave hero and a Dave to be saved. A group of best friends on a new adventure, a mischievous rascal making troubles to his grumpy neighbor. All in all, cartoons are supposed to be made to make you feel warm. I remember our national television had a cartoon segment about half an hour at 7 in the evening, right before the evening news every day. And we used to call it Cartoons and Bedtime because after the segment was already late and our parents would put us to bed to get some break from us and have some meaningful adult time. And during that segment they used to play many different cartoons. Most of them were Slovenian or Czech or Croatian. There were also some Western or some Eastern cartoons. But there was one particular cartoon that left such an impact on my child brain that probably single-handedly sent me on a path to graphic design. Cue the music. Bojan the Bear, or as it's called in Slovene, Medvedek Bojan, or just Bojan in short. Cartoon was first aired in 1978 and stretches 36 episodes, with the last one aired in 1999. Most of notable members of production are directors Branko Ranitović and Dušan Pouch, with the head animator Pavel Štalter, while the music was composed by a legendary Slovenian composer Mojmir Sepe. Bojan is a bear, not sure what kind of bear though. It has a grey fur and a long striped tail, so maybe a red panda. For a long time I thought it was raccoon, but technically raccoon is a trash panda, so it might be a bear after all, that carries around a brush and 3 small buckets of paint filled with red, yellow and blue. But Bojan is not making nice paintings on some fixed surface. Because he lives in perfectly white world, everything around him is his canvas, and everything he decides to paint suddenly becomes real. Trees, animals, houses, cars, roads, sea, even a freaking sun. And by painting all things around him, he creates his own adventures, from playing an instrument with a singing bird to flying a rocket. So why was Bojan the Bear such an influence to a kid like me? First of all, he introduced my child brain to the world of color mixing. He might only have cans of red, yellow and blue, but by mixing them he creates all the secondary colors he needs for painting things. Orange out of yellow and red, green out of yellow and blue, or purple out of blue and red. Secondly, it's okay to make mistakes. Bojan makes over his number of adventures a lot of mistakes, but he makes a huge effort to fix them. So he teaches a young viewer an important lesson of owning and fixing your mistakes. He selfishly steals honey from a beehive, but after seeing the consequences his action made, he paints a large field full of bloomy and juicy flowers. He forgets a gift for a little bunny, so he makes him the largest piles of carrots he has ever seen. In one example, he draws a wet sponge to actually erase a cart whose smoke was choking forest animals and turn it back to Scooter. And thirdly, and most importantly, Bojan makes his adventures and interactions with other members of his universe, some of whom might be created by him, just by his own colors. Driving a car, flying a rocket, surviving a shipwreck, putting down a fire, or being a Santa and teaching a choir of bunnies to sing. He teaches viewers that the greatest and most beautiful adventures come from within ourselves. Just by using our imagination, we can create a world full of adventures and experiences that are unlikely to happen by some external influence, as our own mind is a main reason for creation of the world we can live in. And sadly, us grown-ups like to forget about it too often. We unknowingly surrender our emotions and experiences to surroundings and hope for the best, while we totally forget that the main force for the change for the better lies within ourselves. There's an old Slovenian saying going like this: everyone is a forger of his own fortune. Bojan forges his fortune with 3 small buckets of paint. What about you? Have a good one. Bye.